Welcome to Better Not.
On today's podcast, we're talking about flamingos. We're talking with a special guest, and we've got the gender reveal.
Whoa, let's go!
Let's do it.
Welcome to Better Not.
I'm Zach.
And I think I'm Will. And this is the show where two coworkers bet beers. I think we bet beers, right?
Sure, bet whatever you want.
I think we're betting beers on topics you can easily Google that answer for.
This is episode 1. Let's do it.
The very first
It literally
episode.
Sounds like that would be our first episode.
Oh my gosh. We need to go back and listen to our first episode.
We should. We should do that on our 50th.
52nd.
52nd? Why
52nd. 52 weeks in a year.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Except for we missed a year. Or missed a week.
Did we?
Yeah, that was my fault. Sorry, everybody listening. You didn't know that. 52. When we hit 52, it will be a week after our...
So that should be around Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
actually.
we were kind of like on our like third or fourth episode when we did our Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah. Actually, I need to keep better track of what episode we're on so that we can be a little bit more relevant.
Yeah.
We
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Well, because last week or a couple weeks ago, if you're listening to this podcast 2 weeks later, we did, there was an episode on Labor Day and we didn't say a thing about it. So, because there's all these Monday holidays. We need to talk about the Monday holidays.
Yeah. Well, speaking of holidays, today's 9/11.
Oh my gosh, I did not realize that.
Yeah. Not that it's a holiday, but that's definitely something to remember.
That's crazy. It's been so long. I like forget about it sometimes.
Yeah. I was in 7th grade. I remember exactly that whole day.
Yeah. I remember.
Crazy.
I remember hearing about it on like the bus to school. That's all I remember from the day, but crazy.
Yeah. I remember going to school. My, my band teacher, her daughter was like working right in that area. Mm-hmm. And so she was freaked out. And then every single class we watched the news, every single class all day long.
I think I remember that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was pretty wild.
That's pretty insane. I don't think I've ever had an experience like that. There's been nothing that traumatic for our country. I mean, there's been traumatic moments, but I feel like that was a big thing. Yeah.
And was it the same day that the Pentagon got hit too?
Yeah.
I mean, I think about obviously the Twin Towers. It was just a disaster, catastrophe. But yeah, it wasn't just that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We did a Washington, D.C. Trip after that event.
Really?
And we saw the damage to the Pentagon. Crazy.
Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Was it while they were still cleaning it up, or was it?
I think it was still
up?
It was under construction.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy. It's not that I forget it. It's like I know that it happened, but when that day rolls up, you're like, geez, it's crazy.
Yeah. I remember in 8th grade, they did a big trip to Washington, D.C., and I kick myself now. I don't know why. I mean, I think I just didn't understand, all of it. Yeah. I was a little too young, but like how much, like that's America, Did
you not go?
No, I didn't go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I wish I would have now.
You should go to DC. Like I feel like everyone should see the Capitol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because like, I actually, I totally agree with you saying like it's America. Like there's so much division, right? Like we're coming up on an election and like there's so much division in our country, but go to DC and see these monuments, see the Smithsonian museums and see like what America really is like that. The museums are what's incredible. Yeah. So the monuments are beautiful. But the museums, they highlight America, There's like the Air and Space Museum. There's a spy museum. I loved that as a kid. There's a Black History Museum that they just kind of like revamped, or did they either build or revamp? Something like that. It's supposed to be incredible. There's a Bible Museum.
Oh, cool.
But there's like a ton of other like incredible museums that are up there that just like show off like the beauty of America, the incredibleness. I mean, you could see like the Constitution, right, or whatever. Like
Yeah, I feel like the second you get off the plane in Washington, it would just be like in the background, or not the ground, but like patriotic music or something. You know, like
there's just been so much division in politics, and I mean for a while now, but like I feel like a lot of things are lost. Sadly, like patriotic songs aren't really. No one really cares about that.
Yeah, I feel like the patriotism in America right now is at maybe 0.5%.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
It's like it's pretty sad.
But I remember growing up, like, you know, and I'm proud to be in America.
Yeah.
At least I know I'm free.
Trace Adkins just sang that at the Republican convention.
Oh, yeah?
And it was awesome.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, he's got such a like soulful country voice. Dude. Like it's just like raspy and
when I hear these songs, though, chills. I got chills just singing it myself right now. I'm serious, though. Like, I feel like people aren't feeling that right now.
Yeah.
Like COVID, I feel like COVID's making us all like trapped inside, trapped indoors, trapped from our friends and family, you know, and we feel isolated.
Yeah.
And then the division, whether you're Republican or Democrat or in between, like there's such a division when there's conversation about it. Like there's such like not conversation, but like on the news. Yeah. The news is so divisive. In that divisiveness, we feel un-American. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. When you were on vacation the last couple of weeks, we had some people filling in for you, and I was talking to one of them, and I was saying, yeah, you know, it worries me. Like, I feel like the lack of patriotism, if we ended up having to go into war or something, what I said was if there was a draft, I don't think people would go. I think it would just be a protest, and it's kind of scary because ultimately people could come invade our country if they really wanted to, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know how much people would really try to fight against it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, if there was a real invasion, I feel like people would step up.
You think so?
Yeah. On both sides.
I don't know.
I mean, if people came to our country, that's never happened before.
Yeah.
I mean, not since, like, we founded the country, really.
Well, I mean, kind of 9/11 was the first instance of it, you know.
Well, I mean, I guess I wasn't that cognizant of politics at the time, but I feel like both sides were pretty for sure wanting to go to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Or wherever.
Yeah, that's where we went. For a good amount of time, too.
Yeah. And then it was like we were so involved in the politics there that we couldn't leave. And that was a hot mess. But I think ultimately, if people came to our soil, everybody would step up.
Think so?
I think so, but like, I actually think maybe it would be more patriotic. I feel like September 11th did make us more patriotic.
Oh, yeah. Dude, remember everybody used to have those flags hanging out of their car? It would like go in your window. It was like a plastic flag.
The ones on Mm-hmm.
Everybody had those.
Yeah. I think that did really unite the country.
Yeah.
You know, from such a sorrow point. Right now, we're just really divided.
Yeah.
It's terrible to see. Man, that was 19 years ago.
Was it?
2001.
Was it 2001?
Yeah, it's 2020.
It's crazy.
19. Next year's 20 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we started the show on a Debbie Downer moment.
Well, I mean, it's good to remember.
Yeah.
You know.
We need to be more patriotic. Is what we need to be. Mm-hmm. More. We just need to appreciate our country.
Yeah.
Our country's pretty great, no matter what people say.
I've been thinking. You know how I want to do that outdoor kitchen. I was thinking I'd really like to put like a huge flag up in the backyard. Because like right on the corner there,
sure.
It's on the golf course, people would see it. Yeah, American flag, California flag. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
yeah. Are you gonna put it in the front or like right behind your?
No, in the back.
Yeah,
yeah.
Put it up right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's so great. Mm-hmm. America.
Yeah,
we got a great country.
Why not be patriotic? You know,
I think we should be.
We should be.
I 100%. I don't know. You and I disagree politically on some things, but like I feel like I like ride the middle line. Like I'm not.
You are pretty open-minded.
Yeah.
I feel like you look at the big picture, you know, and try to use your best judgment.
Both sides are dumb. Just like ultimately, like generally most Americans are in the middle, slightly left or right. You know, maybe they want a little more health care for people. Maybe they want less taxes. You know, most of the time it's like right down the center.
Yeah. I don't know anybody that is in their right mind. Speaking of mental illness on the last episode, that would say I want more taxes.
Nobody wants more taxes.
You know, right? It's like, just figure things out so it's more efficient. Let's not increase taxes. Yeah. They're already crazy.
Yeah.
They already take half my paycheck, you know? So.
Well, then there's other things like, you know, like
abortion.
I mean, abortion's a big issue that is obviously left or right. I lean right on that, but like, I think most people are somewhere in the middle of what they believe.
Yeah.
And in the political world, it makes you want to choose a side.
Yeah.
Like you have to choose Republican or Democrat, and the other side is the enemy.
Right.
That's the problem with the news right now. It tells you that the other side is the enemy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
And so I used to watch the Today Show every morning. Just the first clip. Yeah. It's like a 30-second clip. It tells you what's happening in the world. Mm-hmm. I stopped watching that because my schedule got changed at work. Mm-hmm. I watched it the other day and I was just like, oh my gosh, I feel like this is almost brainwash. Like it's like they are just like drilling the same thing over and over and over again. I'm like, man, was I just used to this, or is this, you know, just I took a break and now I can see it.
Dude, I love that you said that. I think some people are brainwashed by it.
Yeah.
Because that whole enemy mentality is like, these are your fellow, your neighbor.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
They might think slightly differently, but they're still an American.
Right.
Democrats are still Americans thinking about, you know, whatever they want to think about. Like the super far left is like, you know, Bernie's socialism for all kind of stuff. Like that's out there, you know.
Right.
Some people think about that. Sure. They're trying to think of a better America. Republicans, you know, they really want our economy to succeed. They really want less taxes. They want the working man to succeed.
Yeah.
And both sides are right. You know what I mean? Like they both believe good stuff. They both want something good for America. So why the crap is it? The Dems want this. Yeah. The Republicans are coming at us saying this. It's just the dumbest thing.
And here's the other thing is, if you vote as what's the middle one? The
independent.
Independent.
Yeah.
You can't freaking vote in the primary.
Yeah.
It's
so
like,
you don't get a primary vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just because of the way the two-party system works, it's practically worthless to vote for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you might get 10% of the vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I've told you this before, but I've almost thought about, because I'm registered Republican, I've almost thought about registering Democrat so I can vote on who I want to go into the Democrat election.
That's interesting. Huh. I wonder if people do that.
I don't know.
I mean, but that means you can't get your vote for the primary, though, for the Republican primary.
True, it is. Yeah, but for the most part, usually it's, I mean, there's one person that's usually in the lead, you know, it's going to get it.
And instead, we get two old white guys, very old, 70s. What if it was, think about this. What if it was Rubio and Buttigieg? Two super young guys that a lot of people could get behind.
You know, I think Buttigieg, I think he has a good opportunity in the future.
Yeah, I hope he runs again.
It's a bad time for him to run.
Yeah.
But he's got military experience. Mm-hmm. He's freaking gay, so he's going to have the gay community behind him. He did a good
job as not governor but mayor of his town.
He's incredibly well spoken. Mm-hmm. He just seems like an all around decent human. Yeah. You know. I think he just got in the wrong ear.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked Rubio. There were several of the Republican runners that I was like, I really dig this person.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like I lean towards Democrat, but like I've liked some of the runners in the Republican Party. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Can we get some normal people to run?
I think you need to run. What happened to being mayor of Morro Bay?
I did.
Remember that?
When I first moved here. So I lived in Morro Bay, California. You know, if you guys know the area, I think a lot of the listeners of the show do. But it's a tiny little town. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, I looked at the population once. It's small.
It's like 8,000, isn't it?
I feel like it's less than that.
Yeah.
And there was a mayoral race.
Mayoral.
I think that's what it is, right?
Mayor race to be mayor. I don't know.
I think it's a mayoral race. Anyways, it was around the same time I had just moved there. Obviously, I wouldn't have gotten the vote, but I was like, this town's so small. It would be fun to like, you know, be the mayor of it. And like, you know, change some stuff. Like the new mayor wanted to make this like bike path from like where I was living in North Morro Bay down to downtown. He ended up doing it, so that's cool.
Nice.
So it was like, that seems like a fun thing to like pursue.
Yeah.
You know? Now
is that I wonder if those are their only job or if they have a side job on top of that.
No, they still, I think, city council still needs to work. I think mayors still work too.
Okay.
Because Heidi Harmon, who's the mayor of San Luis, she is a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's another thing. You got to be rich. Like even for mayor races.
Oh, it depends on the town. You know, I grew up in a small town.
Yeah.
The mayor, when I was in high school, owned this little crappy sandwich shop, and he was like a chain smoker.
Yeah.
And no one ever went to the shop. So if you run for mayor of a small town like that, you don't need much money.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like money's a big thing. I mean, I guess if you can figure out how to get people to pay the money into your PAC or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was thinking like, man, it would be interesting. But then I'd have to get the old person vote because Morro Bay is like.
You could do that. I mean, you were involved in the sailing community there for a while. What was it called? The Yacht Club?
Morro Bay Yacht Club.
Yeah. I feel like you could get a lot of votes from there, you know? And if you were to advertise that, you'd probably get all these old people going, oh, well, he's in the Yacht Club, you know?
Well, so Savannah and I talked about like possibly moving back to Morro Bay. Mm-hmm. And we're still considering it, but like, yeah, maybe I will consider it when we move back.
I think that would be amazing to have a friend that's a mayor.
Yeah. Do you feel like you could get like into the swanky venues or whatever?
Well, you got the key to the city, so we could sneak into the city at night and do whatever, toilet paper the city hall or something. I don't know. I don't know what people do when they have the key to the city.
That's what they do right there. They toilet paper City Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow, we have not talked about flamingos at all today. I do have another housekeeping before we talk about flamingos.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I mentioned it last. Oh, what is yours?
You were going to announce the baby.
Oh, the baby gender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Drum roll, please.
All right. We're like 20 minutes into the podcast. If you listen to last week's episode, I announced that I have a baby coming on the way. And it is a female. Yes, we are having a female. Yes, we're having a girl. I won't announce the name because Savannah might not want that. But
okay.
We have a name in.
Well, I will. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, she gets to choose her name at 8 years.
Yeah.
So, we're having a girl.
Cool. Congratulations, man. I'm happy for you.
February 26th.
All right.
February 26th.
Cool.
Sometimes you're late, so it might be March.
Hey, you might have a freaking Valentine's baby.
Is that March 4th?
No, February 14th.
February 14th. Oh, yeah, if they're early.
This year. I'm just kidding. It's every year.
Backwards. Savannah's sister is February 14th.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. They're having another baby?
Mm-mm. She is. Her birthday.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
They've already had 2, so I think they want 4. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So congratulations. Right. I know that you've been wanting to have a kid for a while, so I'm super, super happy for you.
We thought 2 years ago that we wanted one, and then we said no.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're having one.
Cool.
And I ultimately got my wish. I wanted to work for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted it around 30.
Yeah.
So I win.
Cool.
I'm just kidding. No, she wins ultimately. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. It's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Another housekeeping item. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a pretty important housekeeping.
Yeah.
Housekeeping item. Is that we're going to collaborate with a few other podcasts pretty soon.
Yeah, you're telling me about that. When do we have that planned? Or when should we plan that?
When should we plan that? Well, we talked. You and I talked at work about. I should have mentioned that on the podcast.
Yeah.
You and I talked about some of the bets that we want to challenge the other podcast with. So pretty soon. Now that we have that list, I'm going to reach out.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about when we can arrange that.
Cool.
So soon, though, in the next few weeks.
Okay.
And then hopefully for our listeners, in about a month or less, hopefully. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
So how do you want to do that? Am I going to buy a beer? You're going to buy a beer, and then we'll just send them to them?
So I don't think we'll actually drink the beers on the episode.
What?
Because they need because if they lose, they have to send us a beer.
Oh, we could just do the same thing. I mean,
like we just exchange beers.
Yeah, and then
the problem is one of the podcasts is like they're all
in different spots.
Yeah, and then one of them doesn't drink.
Well, I could send a beer. You could send a beer.
Okay. We'll talk about it off air.
Yeah.
But we'll figure that out. Those are coming down the pipeline. I'm pretty pumped about them.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay. Well, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about flamingos.
I feel like we need to start the podcast and tell people what we're talking about and then get into go banter off topic. Yeah. So if you've been sticking with us for 25 minutes.
Has it already been 25 minutes? Oh my gosh.
We're talking about flamingos today. This was a bet that Zach randomly texted me in the middle of the day or middle of the night or something like that. And he said, "Why are flamingos pink?"
Yes.
And I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because if you've gone to a zoo, that's like the first question they've asked. And it's because of the crustaceans or whatever they eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't been to a zoo since I was like probably in 4th or 5th grade. So it's been a long time. So I might have known that at one time, but the real question that we're betting on is, will flamingos lose their color? So I think yes. If it's because of what they eat, if you stop feeding them that and feed them something different, I think they lose their color. That being said, Atascadero has a zoo that I've been to, and there was baby flamingos there, and they were white and black. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they just hadn't turned yet.
Yeah.
Or if maybe they're picky and didn't like the crustaceans yet, and so that's why they haven't turned pink.
Yeah. So the main bet is if they stop eating whatever they're eating,
right,
will they change? And I said yes.
Yes.
Dang it. Why did I say yes? And then you said no.
Wait, no. I'm saying yes, they will change. And you're saying no, they won't change.
No. I have it written. No, I don't have it written right here.
If it's because what they eat, I'm saying yes. If you feed them something different.
And I said no?
I think. I don't know if on the episode we actually made.
Okay. So I'm saying they will change?
They won't.
They won't change. Yeah. Okay, sure. I'll take that side.
Did you already look it up?
No, I didn't. I looked up. Okay. So before we get into that, flamingos live by lakes, swamps, and wetlands. So they eat mostly algae.
Swamps, interesting.
Insect larvae and small crustaceans such as shrimp and mollusks. The red and blue-green algae they consume is loaded with beta-carotene and an organic compound that contains a reddish-orange pigment. So the bird's digestive system extracts that pigment from the carotenoid containing food. It eventually dissolves in its fats. The fats are then deposited in new feathers as they grow. And flamingos' colors slowly shift to pink. Flamingos' colors can range from pink to crimson, so red, depending on the amount of pigment presented in the bird's diet. Carotenoid levels in algae and crustaceans vary in different parts of the world, which in which is why Caribbean flamingos are usually bright red and orange, while flamingos in drought-plagued Kenya are more paler pink. If a flamingo, I know that's hard to say. If a flamingo were to suddenly stop eating food, this is going to answer the question.
Cool.
It's new. If they were suddenly to stop eating food containing carotenoids, its new feathers would begin to grow in with a much more pale shade, with its red feathers eventually molting away. The next time you spot a flamingo, let it serve as a reminder that sometimes you really are what you eat.
Oh my gosh. That's such a great ending.
Dumb conclusion.
So when I was little, my mom said that she was feeding me a lot of carrot baby food. Mm-hmm. And she said that I turned orange. And she took me to the doctor. And the doctor said it was because of the carrots.
Yeah.
And
carrots have carotene in it?
I think the doctor told her to put me in the sun a little bit every day. And so she did, and then it went away. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you put your kid in the sun for a moment?
Yeah.
Wait. What side did you take? You said that they will change.
Yeah. So
I don't think we said that at the end of the last episode. I'm pretty sure I said they will change, and you said they won't.
Oh.
I don't even know. Shoot. What kind of bet is this if we can't remember what the bet was? And we're to pull the curtain back, we're recording these back to back. And we can't even remember a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, let's go
to Beer Corner.
Should we go listen to it?
No, that's fine.
Well, okay. Well,
either way, we're using this one, so.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So you won.
I keep having like this pain in my leg.
Zach's scratching his crotch.
No.
So yeah, I think Zach won this, but I feel like last episode I think I won it. So So Zach's providing beer today. Oh, actually, that looks good.
This is provided by my dad. He said to take him and use him on the podcast.
I love that. Has he been listening?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you this or not, but remember the episode where I said I really want a sword, one of my dad's swords?
Yeah.
When I went back to the valley last month, I walked in the house. There was a sword in the living room, and I'm like, what the heck? And he's like, yeah, you said you wanted a sword. I'm like, sweet. Yeah, so I've got it hung up in the garage. It's right next to the dartboard.
You sent me a picture of this. Mm-hmm. Send me that picture.
Okay.
I need to start posting more. It looks awesome. Do you know what it is?
It's a sword.
Like what kind of sword it is?
Oh, I don't know. I think it might have had like a story with it or something.
Next time we record at your place, mm-hmm. we need to pull that out.
Okay.
And then drink a few beers and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What'd you bring for us today?
Okay. So this is Left Hand Brewing Company from Longmont, Colorado. It is a raspberry milk stout.
Okay.
It says employee owned and a righteously independent company. Brewed on the banks of mighty St. Vern, established 1993. This is a seasonal beer. It is 5.7% alcohol with 23 IBUs. Okay, let's read a little bit about it. Stout with raspberries added. Roasted coffee notes combined with raspberries and chocolate malt for creamy decadence. Did I say that right?
Decadence.
Decadence.
That's a hard word too.
Oh, okay. So the ingredients are Rocky Mountain water, malt barley, lactose, flaked oats, hops, raspberries, and yeast.
That's interesting.
So
lactose.
What's very interesting is Rolling Rock used to be out of Colorado. I don't know if they still are or not. And that was one of the things that they prided themselves on was that it was brewed with the Rocky Mountain water.
That's cool.
Same thing with Coors.
Yeah. So. I love Coors. Cool. Milk stout.
I want to have that like as something that when we get our button that you can just like play different sounds and stuff. Yeah, just that, like a clip of that, because it was like so sincere. I love Coors.
I love Coors. I do love Coors, though. Is it Coors or is it Coors?
Yeah, you.
I pronounce it wrong sometimes.
It's Coors.
Okay, let's crack these things.
All right. You forgot to crack yours in the mic last episode.
No, I did.
Did you?
I think I did. Yeah. Who knows? Who can say?
Yep.
Oh, look at that dark nectar.
This is dark.
Darkness falls upon us all. Oh, you know what we need? Aside from like our chips that we need, and like we probably need t-shirts and stuff, we should get beer glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Prost.
That is raspberry. I smell raspberry right when I put it up to my mouth.
It's pretty good.
Oh, wow. No, it's super good. It's kind of like a chocolate covered raspberry.
Yeah, something about it kind of reminds me of Christmas for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's good, though. I like it.
Super dark.
I'd like to sit by a fire and have this.
Mm-hmm. Light does not penetrate it.
Yep.
It's really good.
Yeah. And for a stout, it seems like it's pretty almost light. You know?
I don't think it's heavy for a stout. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that I gave you the squeaky chair?
I have now.
I still have not put WD-40 on it. I've talked about that for so many episodes.
Months.
So many episodes of this podcast, I've said, that chair's squeaky.
Yeah.
I need to not move very much. But then I move a lot, and I don't WD-40 it. So.
Yeah. Okay. So Flamingos.
Okay. That was a great beer corner. Thank you.
Yeah.
Even though you lost. Plus you won.
You don't have to
I feel like I won that.
Sure.
I feel like I chose the right.
As long as you feel good about it, that's all.
I feel like last episode I said the right thing, and then we can't remember who said what.
Well, we'll leave that up to the listeners to determine.
Yeah, if you're a listener, go join us on Patreon. Tell us who's a better person.
Yeah.
I think it's me.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I will bet on that.
No, I bet you're the better person. We all know this.
Just kidding. I'm just
kidding.
Know
this.
No way. All right.
We're the same person. You've been listening to the same person every episode. Okay. Back to the show. Okay, so Flamingos.
I'm calling my father-in-law. Okay,
Wait, why are you calling him?
He is a expert on flamingos. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if he's an expert. Okay. But his passion in life is flamingos. And I don't know how many flamingos he has in his backyard, but I'm going to call him and ask him right now because he has an abundance of flamingos in his backyard. The ones you
put into your
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And upstairs he's got a bar and it's like all flamingoed out and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we'll just, I feel like if we're going to get an expert on the phone, it would be him.
Did you ever play that prank when you were younger where you would put flamingos in someone's yard?
No. I thought that was a new thing.
No, I did it in high school.
I think maybe it's new to California.
Okay. Yeah, so you would go and you would flamingo. There was two things you would do. Well, I guess 3.
Because we just TP'd.
Yeah, there's 3. So it was originally started with TPing, but then people realized that was damaging and awful. And then people started forking people.
Oh, yeah. Forking was a new thing.
Okay. Yeah. So people that sucked. And then it turned into flamingos.
Okay.
Which was manageable.
Yeah. Flamingos, it's pretty hilarious.
It's
if you
funny.
Hook up and 100 flamingos in your yard. But that could get expensive,
Yeah. But a lot of times I bet it wasn't like a lot of flamingos.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm calling Ricky B, my father-in-law.
Good afternoon, Zachariah Freeman.
Ricky B, what's going on?
Well, not much. Just got doing my yard work.
Nice. Sounds like a good Saturday. How's the weather over there?
The weather is very reddish.
Okay.
Red weather.
Kind of smoky. It's like it's daytime, but it's the evening time, but it's reddish.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's in Porterville, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very smoky everywhere. Did the same thing the last couple of days.
Wow. So I'm calling you because you are a resident flamingo expert.
Yeah. Welcome to the Better Not podcast.
Yes, I like to call them flamingos.
Yes, you do call them flamingos. So I was calling to see, how many flamingos you have in your yard.
I am now up to 11 flamingos in the backyard.
11.
Okay.
Thanks to your last drop off, Zach has given me the last 3 flamingos in my backyard. And they're all beautiful.
I have. So I found another flamingo that I'm going to get you. And when I was at the hardware store, they had a really cool Halloween one. And I know I've given you the one Halloween one, the black one. It looks like a vampire. Well, I will get you another flamingo tomorrow then, because I didn't buy it because I'm like, I feel like he has this, but I'm not sure. But I think I was getting confused with the Christmas flamingo that you have.
Now that's wild. That's very scary. That's the scariest thing I've ever seen. It's a flamingo on a tricycle going around in circles.
No. What is this? I gave him. That's a different thing. I'm talking about the light up flamingo that you have, the Christmas one.
That I put up on the front window for Christmas. Yes.
Yeah. He's got this, it's a flamingo wearing a Santa's hat. But a couple of Christmases ago, it was, Kmart was having a 90% off on their Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
And there was this creepy bunny rabbit that rides a trike and it just goes around in a circle and laughs. And its eyes light up red. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So Rick, he collects all these, there's Santa, the Santa Clauses that you push the button and they do something.
Yeah.
So how many of those do you think you have?
Oh, I got at least 20 of those.
He's got one where
the whole bar with it.
Yeah, he's got one where the Santa, you push the button, he pulls down his pants and moons you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Santa, yeah.
So I'm in the dollar store and they've got these miniature Santa hats, and so I bought it and I glued it on top of the rabbit.
Yeah.
And so it makes it a Christmas rabbit, but it's just this creepy
That's
Christmas
awesome.
rabbit. Yeah. Anyway,
are you doing the podcast today from the tent city?
No, we're doing a local one today at Will's house.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, did you guys know that the flamingo is the national bird of the Bahamas?
Oh,
I did not know that.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Wow, you've got all the flamingo facts. Keep dropping them on us.
All right. Well, flamingos are monogamous by nature.
What?
And they only lay around 1 egg per year.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. There's a lot of good things. That's why I really like flamingos, because they're just very interesting. And people always ask, why do they stand with one leg? And they do that as they rest to conserve their body heat.
Oh,
really?
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
And do you know there is a South American blue flamingo?
I did not know that.
Okay.
Very few people know that.
So we just looked up what makes them pink, and it's from the food that they eat. So I wonder if they're eating something different in South America.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could very well be.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I know there's a candy called flamingo poop, which is pink.
Okay. Flamingo poop.
That's hilarious.
That's good. You know so many facts.
Well, he is our local flamingo expert.
It's good to call an expert.
Yeah.
It's called the internet.
I think that's what this show should be called. It's called the internet.
Yeah, you should look into it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Cool, Ricky B. White. Thanks for being on the show, and enjoy your freshly cut lawn out there and your flamingos.
I will. I'm about ready to jump in the cement pond and have a cold beer and enjoy my Friday evening.
Perfect. Well,
all right, guys.
Love you, and thanks for being on the show.
Yeah.
Love you both, and thanks for the call, and happy Flamingo Friday.
Right back at you.
All right, guys.
See ya.
Have fun.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was great.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
wait, cement pond, does he have a pool?
Yeah, it's a pool. That's what he always calls it.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah. Okay. When I was in college, I had 2 roommates that were art majors.
Yeah.
And I had one of them, I paid him to do a charcoal drawing of Bryn and I.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You still have it?
Yeah. We don't have anywhere to put it, so it's not hung
That's
up.
how I feel about those.
Yeah.
It's like I love them so much, but where are they going to go? Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go.
All right.
What about flamingos do you want to talk about? I mean, we're already at 50 minutes, so wherever you want to go.
Do flamingos fly? I want to know that.
Answer, yes. I feel like I know a lot of flamingo facts.
For sure they fly?
Yes.
Do they fly far?
Do flamingos fly far? They're not flying at zoos because they clip their wings.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
I feel like zoos, though, they usually do like the rescue ones.
Mm.
Do they fly far? Oh, question. Do flamingos fly? They can travel approximately 373 miles in one night, which is around 50 to 60 miles an hour.
What?
No, excuse me. That's pretty fast. 30 to 37 miles an hour.
I was going to say, dude, they're like a friggin' car going down the road on the highway.
So that was kph. They fly at high altitudes, which that's interesting.
So is that why we never see them flying? Or is it just
maybe.
because they're not native to this area?
I don't know. Yeah, we don't fly. We don't see them because they're not native.
They're up there with the planes.
Yeah. Yeah, what is high altitudes? Is that 10,000 feet with the planes?
Yeah. I mean, it's all relative in comparison to birds. They fly at the highest, right? Or not the highest, but the high altitude where birds fly.
Have you seen people playing the new flight simulator? Microsoft just came out with a new flight simulator.
Oh, really?
And it's supposed to be like really accurate.
Really?
And like controls of like a 747. You can like learn them.
Really?
And it's pretty cool. So I watched a couple of videos of Node, which is like owned by Corridor Crew. And they called up a actual pilot to help them land their plane. So they like set up a scenario and like they've got to land this plane. There's a bunch of babies on board or whatever. And he had to talk them through how to land the plane completely.
Okay.
And it's like all like controls and stuff, like real plane controls. It was pretty cool show.
Do you think the average person could land a plane if a pilot was instructing them what to do over the phone?
I mean, that was the scenario. Yeah, that's what they did.
So the average person probably could?
They were a little above average because they're like video game nerds.
Okay.
And, yeah. So I don't know. It depends. Like, I mean, he was like, find the thing that says AVP, put 335 into it.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
He was pretty like, do this and that. And then I think one of the big things was you had to manually land it. He's like, when you grab it, you got to pull up right when you land and then, you know, tuck the nose down or whatever. Yeah. And I don't know. So the average Joe, I bet if someone talked them into it. Hey, you wanted to go do that? I bet someone could talk them through it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wasn't Lewis and Clark, were they the first airplane people? Is that?
No. Lewis and Clark were the first ones to like discover the West, weren't they?
Oh, I don't know.
It was
all that I know is my grandma told me before that somewhere in our lineage we're related to one of them.
It was the Wright brothers were the plane.
Oh, okay.
Lewis and Clark that's like Sacagawea like guided them through like some rivers to the west or whatever.
Okay.
And wow, I'm just like whatevering over history
or whatever,
you know, Oregon Trail, you know, all that
just
stuff.
That thing over there.
I feel like that's Georgia history to like a lot of the people in the South are like, and then the West.
And then those people over there.
Yeah, because Lewis and Clark were huge. They were the ones that discovered the West or whatever. Or exactly. I'm like built to just say whatever because I'm not originally from here.
Yeah.
But like for you guys out here, it's like, this is the West. We've been California gold rush, you know, that's a big thing. Like to us, it was like, there was gold in Dahlonega, Georgia. Why was it such a big idea that was California had gold?
It's what put California on the map. You know?
I just remember playing Oregon Trail as a kid.
Mm-hmm. It was a fun game.
They've tried to revive it.
Really?
Yeah.
You got bit by a snake.
There's a card game.
Oh.
There's an Oregon Trail card
really?
game. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Huh.
Well, any more flamingo activities?
I think we covered most of the flamingo stuff.
Yeah. We know everything that there is about flamingos now.
Yeah.
Would you like to own one?
You know, I've thought before that if I ever bought property, and I had like a little fishing pond, I'd like to have a couple flamingos.
Okay.
So
I'm tracking with you.
Yeah, we'll see. See what the future has to hold. Yeah.
Who knows what the future has to hold?
Yeah.
That's a good statement there, Zach.
Yeah. Like I've said before, our current house, I could see us staying there forever. I could see us staying there until we could upgrade to like our dream house, you know?
I mean, you got a great house right now, so
yeah,
it's awesome. Well, great. That was a great episode.
Yeah.
Great guest.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we talking about next week? Live from the future, it's Will and Zach here to tell you that we actually messed up our episodes and we're going to go a little out of order here. Next week, we're going to be talking about storms. So stay tuned to next week's episode about storms. We're going to talk about the mob in a few more episodes. Hold tight. Stay tuned. See you on the next one.
Peace.
The Better Not Podcast is Will Cobb and Zach Freeman, produced by Cobblestone Productions. All the music you hear in the show is written by Will Cobb and mixed by Chad Mcilvenna. Thank you so much to Savannah, my wife, for singing on all the tracks that you hear. We post our episodes now on YouTube. Go head over there and subscribe to us and like our video. And don't forget to sign up for patreon.com/betternot and support us for $5 a month. It goes a long way for helping us out. Thank you so much for listening, and see you in the next one.